If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
As we continue with Daybreak Live on a New Year's Eve, Thursday, the 31st day of December, we welcome the CEO of our city, the Mayor of Sylacauga, Jim Heigl. Mayor, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jimmy Dale.
I use that CEO as, hey, the buck stops there, you know.
Well, I figure you're always putting that pressure on me. I don't mind.
Well, Happy New Year to you.
Well, Happy New Year to you and to our citizens of Sylacauga. Have a very safe and joyous New Year. Be careful tonight.
We've had many challenges to deal with in 2020. We've overcome a lot of those challenges. COVID-19 is more real now, it seems, than in March. Latest update on this?
Well, the latest, I haven't got the count in our hospital. The last one I got there was, we got 10 ICU beds, and 8 of those were COVID. And then we have a COVID floor, had about 10 in there. And there were 2 or 3 people standing waiting for results of the test. It's not gone. It seems like every time we get together, like July the 4th, Labor Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, now here we come with New Year's. It looks like every time we get into a congregation of people, it starts to escalate, you know.
Yeah.
It gets worse, and we need to be careful. I just got notice that one of our departments in the city has had an employee who has it, and we're going to have to decontaminate that area and keep it closed until everything is cleared up.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And, you know, outside of COVID, which is the talk of the world now, we had the storm come through just a month or so ago.
Well, we did, and we're still cleaning up after that. A lot of it's on private properties. We got 2 fields out there just slap dab full of trees. I mean, when EMA came over here and looked at us and everything else, they looked at all the trees we had piled up out there in them fields. We can't do anything with them right now. It just keep piling them up. But they said, when they saw that, said, that's all we need. I said, we're going to get you the help you need. So
let me ask you this, and I pass it almost every day coming to do the show on Main, that huge tree there. What's the deal on that?
The deal on that is the owner of the property is going to take that tree out, and he's going to take the house down. And the city will take care of the root base.
Okay.
We'll take care of that, remove that.
Yeah, basically the house was taken down by the tree anyway.
Well, it is, and you still got a car under there, and the house is pretty well damaged. You know, you're not going to be able to repair that.
Yeah.
So the owner will be doing that.
Yeah. You were reelected back several months ago to another 4-year term. And
I thank our constituents very much for that opportunity to serve again.
In 2020, let's talk about some accomplishments that we were able to get done, and look ahead to the future of 2021 if we can.
Well, again, accomplishments are, you know, we still want to get Peyton Boulevard. That's still on the table. We got several items on the table that we need to prioritize. You know, I want to get Peyton Boulevard fixed up, clean up the turn lanes, because we got more growth going out in the 280 bypass area. That's going on with EEF&S Engineering. We have no issues there.
Do we know when that will be completed?
Well, we'll start after the first of the year, you know, paving and getting the building. The shoulders will have to be built up and other things. We do have $250,000 that were offered to us, and that'll take care of the paving and other things. Other things we have on the table, of course, naturally, they got the splash pad. They brought that up, and brought the new, wanted a new civic center, and everybody's thinking about Main Avenue, but that has not been decided by the council. The president of the council stipulated that more than once, that location has not been.
Has there been 4 sites that have been requested to be looked at, or am I just hearing that?
Well, I'm just hearing that myself. You know, 3 sites have been mentioned, not 4 in what I've heard, but none of that is actual. It needs to go to Planning Commission. Right now, the splash pad is on the agenda for the Planning Commission coming up Thursday, be a week from next Thursday, and they'll look at that. Everything needs to come through the Planning Commission anyway when you start talking about building, because that way we get it zoned in the right areas, make sure you got the utilities and everything else you need, the excess, egress, degress, and all that has to be brought together and looked at, and then the Planning Commission can make a recommendation, not a decision, but a recommendation to the council, and the council will make the final decision.
The current location of the swimming pool. What would happen to that if the splash pad is okayed and go somewhere else?
That would be into ED&T engineering. I don't know what their plans are, how they expect to do that. I haven't seen any plans on it. The only thing they have brought to us is a picture of a splash pad and a drawing of a community center.
And many people will ask the question if indeed a new civic center is approved, what happens with J. Craig Smith, that facility?
I wish I could tell you, I don't know. I haven't heard anything from that, what's going to happen to the senior center. That is also located in that area. A lot of this stuff needs to come to the Planning Commission, let them look at it and make a recommendation to the council.
Lots of positive happenings in our city in 2020, despite all the challenges.
Well, there have been. You know, downtown area is really growing. It's still growing. We've seen the Stanton building starting to look so much better and brighter, you know, in the past and everything. And we're still working on the downtown area. Our 2018 and 2019 TAP grants, I wanted to get that done, especially the 2018 between 5th Street and 6th Street.
What are TAP grants?
TAP grants are LDOT. Comes from this federal money coming through the Department of Transportation, Alabama Department of Transportation, that's LDOT. And we apply for those before October of each year for the previous year. We applied for 2021, but we're not going to be able to get that. We're still behind on 18 and 19 grant. I hate that, but the bids went out to begin with. The recommendation from the engineering was, I think it was $1.5 or $6 million for the project. And all the bids that came in was over $2 million. So LDOT said, listen, you need to go back and rebid all this. So that's where we're at now. We're held up. We're going to have to rebid that project again for 2018 and 2019 grants. The
grants, obviously so important to the growth of our city.
They are. They're 80% of free money for the city. We put up 20%. The city matches 20% of the 80%. And that's not bad.
No.
But you got to stay ahead of these things, you know, keep it, like I said, we're going to be stymied for a while until we get this 18, 19 out of the grant. And we got LWCF grants too that we got to issue there. We're going to have to clean that up too. That's federal money come through ADECA.
Are you getting early reports of what success we may have had during the Christmas shopping in our city?
I haven't looked at the finances. Our revenue actually has been up over almost $500,000, you know, tax revenue because people are staying home and shopping. Not only that, we've got industries and retails here in Sylacauga where people don't have to leave the area. We've got them coming into us 20, 30 miles away. They're coming into Sylacauga shopping. Where else are they going to find a TJ Maxx and all that, you know, and Hobby Lobbies and Pet Paws and all that is right there here at home. And we're looking for another grocery store here in our area on 280. The landscaping and foundations are being laid out at this time. We do not have the prints on the building or the structure, what it's going to look like, but I think it's going to be quite an addition. And like I said, people are staying here. They're buying cars here. I can see when they get half of our tax revenue on sales of cars and things, and we see that, you know, but things are growing in Sylacauga.
On that 280 corridor, that will be a grocery store. Am I correct on that?
It is. The landscape print out there says grocery store. That is for the foundation, footings, and everything else being laid out.
So you expect that to be done in maybe spring of 2021?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We're just waiting now. We've been notified that the prints for the building itself will be coming electronically, and then later we would be getting through the mail the hard copies of the prints. We also have another big industry in our area that's going to be expanding. We won't know much about that until about April of this year, but that's going to mean several hundred jobs for this community, not in the city limits of Sylacauga, but in our community.
It's amazing, Mayor, that at that industrial complex, the truck traffic every day, it's mind-boggling.
It is, and that's the reason LDOT's going to come in here and get the James Payton and Gene Stewart Boulevard intersections completely widened. It'll be double the size of what they are now, allowing turn lanes on both sides plus a straight through lane in the middle. And the new lighting in that area we got a lot of growth coming. And hopefully, I don't know if it's true or not, but I hope that bridge is not a dead issue, but who knows, you know, that's something we have to be down the road.
Well, it's been around for a long time.
It has. It's been kicked around, but I understand it's not dead, so maybe something will come up.
You know, speaking of that truck traffic on Industrial Boulevard out there in the industrial complex, you know, that's dollars.
Oh,
you know,
yeah. Look at the money coming in and out of here. Yeah. Oh, you look at the shingle plant.
Oh, my goodness.
My gosh, they're hitting up there, coming off of Fayetteville Road and hitting 280. They're going east and west and trying to get over to 280, over to interstates. They're going all over the place.
There are some concerns, Mayor, and if you would, please address this as you can this morning about the numbers of our police department and fire departments.
Our numbers in the fire department are stable. We have part-time firefighters that come in and fill in for the full-time periodically. That's not the police department. Yes, we've had some issues with that. The police officers leaving to other areas. Some moved because of their families, and some moved because of higher wages.
You can't blame them, you know.
Well, no, you can't. You know, it bothers me. You know, it says, well, I'm going to go to let's say going up there to Inverness, they got an opening there, I applied for it, I got it. Oh yeah, so they're going to pay you $2 more an hour. It's probably going to cost you $4 more an hour to live in that area. But anyway, you got to look at that, in my opinion, you know, that you need to look at your cost of living in those areas when you do change. But they have left for various reasons, and money has been one of them.
So how do we fix that?
The council's already fixing that. We are, Jane McGee and also the Secretary, Casey Epson and all have been working on this for a while, and they made proposals to the council and to the county department, you know. And the council will probably be making some kind of a judgment on it. They're going to make some adjustments to try to keep our officers here.
Patricia Carden, who has been the city clerk there for
20 years, and she's been 22 years, I think, in employment, plus the 22 plus 42 years she's been there.
She's retiring.
She's retiring February 1. All that's paperwork's all in, and she'll be leaving us.
So what is the process of putting someone in that position?
Right now we have another employee out there who's working as an assistant clerk in that field, and she'll probably step into that position as city clerk as a part-time or temporary employee until we'll have to go through the Civil Service Board. We'll apply to them, ask them for permission to advertise for a city clerk, and they will post that for so many days, and then the people who want the job, they take tests, and then the Civil Service Board will interview them. Then the interviews will come to the city to be interviewed for that position.
Sylacauga Mayor Jim Heigl, our guest this morning on Daybreak on this final day of 2020 on a Thursday morning, the 31st day of December. We talked about some of the accomplishments in 2020, and there were a lot more.
Well, there's a whole lot more. We started a lot of things. We need to finish them up. It's getting to the point now we're going to have to prioritize, you know, how we're going to handle this community center and splash pad area there. That's going to take a little bit more time we anticipated, but it'll all come together. Working together with the council and the executive and legislative branches and the city employees who deal with these things all the time.
One of the things that many of us, including myself, are proud of is the downtown area and these small local businesses that have somehow they have gotten their stores as a cornerstone where people are coming in from other parts of the local area to shop.
They sure have, because these are unique little shops and everything else you're not going to find just anywhere. It's just the same thing with being on 280. You know, we got things here. They don't have to go to Birmingham. They got it right here in Sylacauga, and more of it's coming. We see it all the time. You know, who would ever thought, you know, the dress shop, you know, for wedding gowns, it's done a marvelous job down there.
Oh, yeah.
And everything they've opened up on downtown Sylacauga has been productive for the city and for the people.
We have heard much news and conversations about the proposed new civic center. What are the pluses and minuses of this?
Well, actually, I understand one of the issues for the Civic Center would be to update and provide more facilities, more entertainment for our people. You know, of course, they'll still be handling a little football, basketball, and things like that, you know, but be other probably indoor things that our kids can come and enjoy, you know, whether it's ping pong, dancing, or whatever, indoor basketball, indoor swimming, things of that nature.
Sylacauga Mayor Jim Heigl, our guest this morning on Daybreak Live. And before we leave this morning, I know that you want to take this opportunity to encourage people with, you know, we still deal with COVID-19. It's a very, very real illness, and it's affected so many people, killed a lot of people. And In 2021, you know, here we are, got New Year's Eve, going to be a lot of people gathering. Boy, we really need to pay attention to the warning signs.
Absolutely. Stay in your areas, keep your distance, wear your mask, keep your hands clean. I want you to enjoy the New Year's Eve and watch the ball drops, whatever your entertainment is, but please keep your distance. You've seen what's happening July the 4th, Labor Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, voting. And we got another vote coming up, what, the 22nd of this month?
19th.
The 19th of this month, we got another election coming up. So please, keep your distance, it's not worth taking a chance.
Yeah, and I had Ben Robbins on yesterday.
Yes, I saw him. That was nice.
And the importance of getting to the polls, people just notoriously won't go out and vote on these special elections, but this is so important for our district.
Very important. Very, very important. We depend on them, you know, like Lizard, you know, Ron Johnson, he was such a big asset to our community. He helped us grow in Sylacauga, and whoever wins this election, you know, and to replace him, I hope they can be just as helpful to us as he was, you know.
No doubt about it. Sylacauga Mayor Jim Heigl, our guest this morning. Mayor, Happy New Year to you, sir.
Well, Happy New Year to you, and Happy New Year to all your viewers and the citizens of Sylacauga. God bless you, and be safe.
More Daybreak coming up right after this.